I'm ready.
Okay then, we're going live now. You're on, take it away.
All right, hello everybody. I am back with more of my speed games here. So you saw me earlier do Super Mario Brothers and the Lost Levels. This is Sonic the Hedgehog beat the game glitchless. I am playing this on the original Sega Genesis console, so go ahead and get right to it with the run here. Three, two, one, go. All right, hope you like Green Hill, by the way.
Who doesn't like Green Hill?
Yeah, it's a bit of a running joke that me and another Sonic runner do, like every time we play this game. So Green Hill Zone, very iconic level. We've probably seen it in various Sonic games up to this point now. And just like that, we're done with it in 25 seconds. So a little bit to explain about the run itself. So normally we would run this with in-game time, but since we're in a marathon setting, we are doing this in RTA style. Depending on what time we finish the level in, it'll just keep on adding up onto the timer that we usually keep track of. So we finish that stage in 25 seconds, and then whenever we finish this stage, it'll add on to like the total in-game time that we have. But in this case, RTA style, you don't have to worry about in-game time very much. So there could be some instances where I'll slow down intentionally to get like a smaller time bonus, but usually the time bonuses don't really matter much. And died in Green Hill 2, that's usually, you know, the norm of this game. Just get that death out of the way, no problem. It's always got to be one of those levels in the game where it just kind of doesn't pan out your way. So for me, in this instance, it's Green Hill 2. I swear, like every marathon run I've done, I would always die in Green Hill 2. I have no idea why, it just happens. But it is a fairly short level, as you can see there. Like you can only just finish in like 19 seconds. But so in terms of the in-game time as well, as you see here on the time bonus, if you get under 30 seconds, you get a 50,000 point bonus, which counts down to roughly 6 seconds, I believe. If you get like above 30 seconds, it'll be like 10,000, and then it'll slowly incrementally like lower, like 5,000, 4,000, 3,000, so on and so forth. I believe the lowest point total is 0, obviously, but like we don't get any time bonus at all. I actually tried to go for the top route there, but unfortunately it didn't quite pan out the way I wanted it to, but that's okay. Now we're fighting Dr. Robotnik, or Dr. Eggman, however you want to call him. I've always called him as Dr. Robotnik because that's what I was used to as a kid, so. Just like that, we are with Green Hill. And now we are heading up into Marble Zone, which is actually my least favorite zone in the game. However, I do love the music to it. And the reason why I don't like this zone very much is because there's like a lot of maze sections and it tends to slow you down quite a bit. For this section here, what I'm trying to do is I'm trying not to bonk into any wall, just to set up an early cycle for this platform here. That way I could just roll right underneath it. If I end up missing that, then I would have to wait for the platform to rise up, and it takes about 6 seconds to get the next cycle going. So that's the main reason why I didn't want to bonk into anything there. So in this section, I'm just going to go ahead and roll underneath the spikes there. Going to try to get a short hop. I think that's going to crush me. Yep. What I tried to do there, I needed to do a short jump and take a damage boost, and it should have lined me up right against the block there, but unfortunately I didn't quite get the jump correctly there, so we ended up getting crushed. That's okay, you know, that's how Marble Zone tends to be anyway, like in this run. There's a lot of damage boosting in this zone in general, so I like to call it Damage Boost City. There's like a lot of damage boosting in this level, and then the next level will be damage boosting, and then the following level even more damage boosting. So okay, there we go, we got the jump correctly that time. So now you saw there I didn't get crushed, so In this section, we're just going to take a damage boost to get up onto the ledge to catch this platform cycle. And then, yeah, we're pretty much at the end of the level here. Gonna run off the ledge there and finish it with a 53. Alright, so in Marble Zone 2, this one is probably the most annoying out of the three. I'm just gonna run straight across, and then from here, it's gonna jump from platform to platform. And then on this section here, I didn't get the damage boost to the right that time. It pushed us to the left. So I think these platforms are gonna be a little bit off cycle. Didn't quite land on that one, but that's okay. Normally I would damage boost onto the lava there, then keep my momentum going, but we had a different platform cycle. Since the cycles are all global based, so pretty much whatever obstacle we see up ahead, it's going to be moving in that direction. So had a little bit of unfortunate bonks there, but at least no death, so that's fine. I'll gladly take that. This section, I'm just going to wait like half a second, then go. We can just avoid the lava shower there, and it may have looked like that I would have gotten burned there, but the hitboxes for those lava showers are actually really small. Like, they're literally in the center of it, so I can just kind of go through it and make it look like I didn't get hit at all. Now we got Act 3 coming up, and as you may have noticed, each Act 3 will have a boss fight. At this section, we're gonna have a very tiny autoscroller coming up. I'll let you know when is a good time for that. Try to go for some short hops there to land from platform to platform. I didn't quite get my jump input there. It's totally okay. But anyways, here's our little tiny autoscroller. So if you got any donations or stuff like that to read, feel free to do so.
Let me tell you about, we are just starting off this Sonic the Hedgehog block. We got 3 runs from SuperSonic, Sonic the Hedgehog, Sonic the Hedgehog 2, Sonic 3 and Knuckles. We've got Argit coming up with Sonic Robo Blast 2, and Tempest Mask 1000 with Sega Sonic the Hedgehog. I'd love to know, chat, what is your favorite Sonic the Hedgehog game? Maybe a $5 donation train for that. Send in your donations. I don't know which Sonic game is your favorite?
Mine is actually Sonic 3 Knuckles.
Ooh.
It has been my favorite for a very long time. Second, I was trying to get on it. So yeah, so Sonic 3 Knuckles, it's my favorite game of all time and my favorite speedrun of all time. I played it a ton as a kid, casually, and when I started speedrunning, I actually started speedrunning Sonic 3 Knuckles in 2018, I believe. It was right after SGDQ. I was talking to Mike89, or Sega Junkie as he's known as. He did his retirement run on that GDQ, and then that's pretty much around the time when I started running Sonic 3 Knuckles. As far as running Sonic in general, I started running this in 2017. Well, actually 2016. I started with Sonic 2 in 2016, but I only played it for like a week. And then I went over to Sonic 1, and I was running glitchless for like a really long time, and like a couple years later I started to compete for the world record around like 2021. So also Randy just hit me right there. So we like to call those spinning blue guys Randy and Orton because they hit you out of nowhere. So yeah, I was competing for the world record for this game, and then I came back to Sonic 2 shortly after. I think it was around 2019 was when I came back to Sonic 2. And then right before the pandemic started, I had an opportunity to be in an IGN video with Ben Schwartz, who's the voice of Sonic from the Sonic movie. And I did a speedrun of Sonic 2 for, the promoting the Sonic movie, which is really cool. And we will see the Sonic 2 run a little bit after this one, but there was some mannerisms that I kind of took from that video. We'll see that shortly. But yeah, like, although I'm pretty much like a jack of all trades when it comes to speedrunning, like I speedrun Mario games, I speedrun Sonic games, I pretty much speedrun like various platformers in general. mostly from the retro side, and I pretty much stuck with Sonic and Mario since I grew up with those two series, and I feel like I'm more of a Sonic runner than I am a Mario runner, even though I started off as a Mario runner. So, yeah, it's kind of like whatever I feel like playing, and like I'll just be playing that. But it's been a fun ride so far, that's for sure. All right, so in Spring Yard 3, we just jumped over that half of a triangle sandwich, as I like to call it. I'm gonna take this top route here. I'm gonna try to go for this strat called Swoosh. I'm gonna try to go into this tunnel, which we did, instead of going down the half pipe there. I'm gonna carry this invincibility to the boss fight. Also go through these spike balls as well. Then we're carrying the speed shoes. We can just do a big jump right into the end here. It's only gonna be like 7 and 8. I did like a roll jump there because you can actually get more jump height from doing that. It's very strange how it works, but it ends up working that way. All right, so we have a labyrinth coming up. Just a set of water levels. So, if you got any donations and such, feel free.
We have a $20 donation from Kerplop, who says, since you asked, Sonic 3 and Knuckles is my favorite Sonic game. Between the zones, the music, and the special stages, it's a 16-bit masterpiece.
Camera's out of focus for some reason. We'll try to get it back up on focus. Oh, there it goes. Okay. Kind of strange. I don't think I had autofocus on. But... oh, well, anyway. We went through a Labyrinth Zone Act 1. We took the top route there. If we went the bottom route, we would actually be going the long way, and there's a lot of water with hardly any air bubbles to grab, so... it's actually the more quicker route, so to speak.
Got time for one more?
Go for it.
We have an anonymous $5 donation. It says, never had a Genesis growing up, but I spent a ton of time playing Sonic 1 at my cousin's house, so that one has to be my favorite. Thank you for the donation.
All right. Yeah, that's pretty much how it was for me, too, like when I was a kid. This game came out in '91. My cousin actually owned a Genesis, and he's like 7 years older than me. And I only played Sonic 1 at his place. And...
SuperSonic, did you make this anonymous donation while playing this run?
No, I didn't.
That would have been really impressive.
That would have been funny if it was me, but no, that was not me. But similar story though. But yeah, so my cousin had Sonic 1, and then I ended up getting a Genesis in Christmas of '93, and it came bundled with Sonic 2. So Sonic 2 was my very first Sonic game that I owned. And also the drowning music was going, so I apologize if I scared anybody that gets scared from hearing the drowning music, but probably be hearing that again in the next level. So yeah, like I got Sonic 2, and like I didn't have a Super Nintendo growing up as a kid, so I was more of a Sega kid during the Bit Wars, as we like to call it. And then like my friend owned a Super Nintendo, so I would always go to his place to play like Mario World, and he would come over to my place to play Sonic, and it was a fun time. We would just do that every weekend, just switching off like whose house we're going to.
The golden age for sure.
Yeah, it was such a fun time back in the early 90s or early to mid 90s. Also, I'm trying to go for a thing called Bubbleless here. It's a bit of a scary trick. I'm gonna attempt it once, so if I fail it, then I won't do it again. We're gonna try to get out of here. Hopefully I get some good jumps here. Good tide on the water. Alright, we made it. We just made it.
Let's go.
That was a very tight window as well. I was like within a couple frames of drowning there. But...
that was hype. My heart's pounding now. That's great.
Alright, I'm gonna try to go for a boss skip here. Oh yeah, I think we're good for this. All right, cool. So normally the game doesn't want you to, pretty much get past Robotnik there. So what I did was I did a jump, and then I jumped on the right side of it because Robotnik's hitbox is actually towards the left. So I had a little bit of wiggle room to get on that step, and then you can actually go above him and finish the level slightly faster. And now we got Starlight. This is like the calm before the storm once we get to Scrap Brain. These first two levels are pretty straightforward. They're very short as well, like roughly just under 30 seconds each.
Good time for donations then?
Yep, go for it.
We have a $5 donation from a silly person who says, put this towards the Super Mario 3D World bonus run World Crown item list $5 hype train. And we have a discount ticket to the $5 hype train. Raccoon Dog 24 FPS donates $4.99 with no comment. You can come on the train too. That's okay. We'll round up.
It all works out. All right, Starlight Act 2. Gonna go ahead and take this upper route here. There's actually a bottom route that's faster, but it is slightly riskier. So we'll just take this top route for safety purposes. Go ahead and just kind of go through this. We're gonna take this launcher or just fall off of it. That works too. It didn't put us to the pit, so that would have been kind of bad. We'll take a 30-second finish. That's fine. Normally you would finish around anywhere between 27 to 28 seconds. I think the fastest you can actually finish is like in 25, glitchless wise. There is a glitch category for this game, but I tend to not run it because a lot of the tricks are either frame perfect, pixel perfect, or sometimes both. And like I do plan on running it at some point, but I've been always hooked on glitchless for this game because I feel like it just flows really well. Like even though you don't have spin dashing as a thing for this game, just the levels in general, just it feels fun to play. So now in Starlight 3,
why do this if it's not fun, right?
Yeah,
you gotta
exactly.
have fun while you're doing this.
Exactly, yeah. So Starlight 3, we have a really annoying boss fight that's coming up. Let's see if we can get like some decent hits on here. We already missed the first one, that's okay. So what I tried to do there is like I try to jump as soon as I land on the seesaws there to get some more jump height. It's about a frame that you can land and jump right away. So what runners usually do for this game, they do a piano roll technique, so they kind of jump like that, but I usually jump like this. I have like the A and B buttons on my thumb, and then just kind of like a piano motion in a sense, but just with the thumb. So there's always like different variations of what you could do, and then try to get like the one frame jumps like that. So now we got Scrap Brain Zone. This is the last zone of the game. We got some spinning ice cream sandwiches that we're jumping over. They always spin every second. And then we are going to go ahead and try to attempt this top route here. Let's see if we can get it. Nope, we got a bonk there. That's fine. We'll just take the normal route. And the second set of platforms didn't spawn, so I'm going to wait for that to appear. And I'm going to roll. A little early to land on the switch, and then those red platforms move really fast. You have to kind of time your jumps properly there. And we're pretty much at the end of the stage here. So since we're getting close to finishing this run here, if anybody's interested in running Sonic games in general, we do have a Classic Sonic speedrunning Discord you can find it on speedrun.com. I also made a tutorial for this game for beginners and intermediates if you want to learn glitchless for Sonic 1. Definitely check that out as well. And also you can ask me questions or like how to get started in running the game and certain strats and whatnot. I do plan on making an advanced tutorial as well to demonstrate bubble lists like I just did in few levels ago in lab 3, and also the boss skip and so on and so forth. So that is still a work in progress right now. But just to kind of get yourself started in Sonic speedrunning, or just in this game in general, like we do have that beginner and intermediate tutorial available. Like for a game that doesn't have spin dashing, like it is a very fun run. Like it's pretty straightforward. Like the limited lives can be a bit of a concern because we only grab like 1 extra life in the entire run unless you take the bottom route in Green Hill 2. So we pretty much stay in either like 4 or 3 lives throughout the course of the run. And it continues, like you don't get continues regularly, like you have to go to the special stage to get a continue, and it's just not ideal. So I feel like Sonic 1 is pretty much deemed like one of the harder runs to get into, but honestly it's not that bad. And like once you get used to it and understand the level layouts and then the mechanics of like controlling Sonic and such. But so here you are in Labyrinth 4, aka Scrap Brain 3. This is a very short level. You just kind of mosey into here, go into Final Zone, and we're gonna do a boss manipulation here. So we're just gonna hold right all the way. As you jump into Robotnik, you let go of all of your inputs, and by doing this, it's gonna keep Robotnik in a very set pattern. So the top pistons are considered 1 and 3, the bottoms are 2 and 4. So the order is 4, 3, 2, 4, 2, 1, 4, 3. Also, I did not mean to do that, but it somehow worked out. But that was, this is 4 now, so we got 4 more hits to go. We come up on this left here. You can kind of see that Sonic is kind of being moved back whenever he gets the hit there. I'm letting go of my inputs. There we go, that's number 6. So we got 4 and 3 for our last 2 hits here. There is also another faster pattern you can do, but it requires pause buffering. And it gives you a completely different pattern, but you can actually finish the level about 1 or 2 seconds faster than what I'm doing right now. So there we go, we beat Robotnik. And we're gonna get the decapitation. And that will do it for Sonic 1.
Get your GGs in chat for SuperSonic.
And that is Sonic 1 glitchless, done in 2149 RTA. I'll gladly take that, even though I made a few mistakes in a couple levels. But you know what? That's the way marathons go, right? You know, you make some mistakes, but you still somehow manage to get underestimate. So I'm pretty happy about that. So yeah, that is Sonic 1. Stay tuned in just a bit. I will switch over to Sonic 2. So I'll send it over to you.